Okay. Chapter 2. Michael. No, sir. I didn't see nothing. Michael, please. We talked about this. It's I did not see anything. You will use proper grammar. Sorry, sir. I swear, you discover new emotions after becoming a father. Believe me, I've had anxiety. But after having Marcus, it's like I'm afraid of everything. That cup is too close to the edge of the table. Was it 4 teaspoons of formula or 5? His high chair is tilting backward. The cup is way too close to the edge. Do we have enough diapers? He likes the elephant more than the monkey toy, right? That cup is too damn close to the edge. It doesn't even affect Charlotte. She's so calm it's almost scary. I can barely sleep in a different room than him, but Charlotte? It's like she's been planning this for years. I can't help but admire her. I mean, I already love her, but this has made it so much stronger.
Honey, your foot is tapping again. What's on your mind?
I feel my hand subconsciously falling to my thighs to hold it down. I pause for a moment before taking the shakiest breath you've ever heard. I'm fine, C. Really. There's nothing more difficult than lying to your wife, even when it's something small. That woman can see right through me.
Michael, you have an IQ of 128. I've been told that means you're smart, so you should know not to lie to me. I'm serious, dear. What's on your mind?
I release the pressure built up in my shoulders from almost 3 decades of slouching. Hell, I probably came out of my mother's womb with a slouch. I'm sure my father would have hated that. That is, if he were there to see it. I don't know, hon. I just feel... I trailed off, struggling to find the words. I don't want to be my father. That statement hit the air like a chemical bomb that suffocated the words from both our mouths. I don't think I'm alone in that sentiment, but from the overwhelming silence coming from Charlotte, I know for a fact she agrees with me.
You're still going to the dinner on Saturday?
She seemed pretty eager to change the subject. So was I. Yeah, of course. You know I don't care for the formalities, but it'll be nice to see my family again. Li- Sarah says I don't call enough. I hear Marcus babble to himself. I shift back and forth in my spot on the couch. I can't hide her forever. I close my eyes as if to shut out the world, if only for a moment. I love my wife dearly, but I can't tell her about Lydia. It's not what my father wants. Will you come with me? I can call the nanny to watch Marcus. Come on, when's the last time you had wine? Charlotte's eyes wandered down to the floor, then over to the wall, and then up to our son. I knew that I was asking her to go not because I knew she'd like it, but because I don't want to go alone. I begin to silently beat myself up for not telling her the truth. I can't hold on to this lie forever. Not when I live with Detective Charlotte Skye and her quick-witted sidekick, Deputy Marcus Bozak.
Her name is Penny, Michael, and
Her breath stifled.
no. I'll stay home with Marcus, and you go and try your best not to be too miserable around your family.
Charlotte snaps her book shut and stands up from her armchair.
Well, it's getting late, and Marcus should have been in bed an hour ago. I'll be settling down as well, and if you're done sulking about your mysterious family drama, you're welcome to join me.
To add on to my endless list of confusing questions, why doesn't she care? Part of me wishes she'd ask, and I really don't know why she hasn't yet. But would I tell her the truth? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe all this slouching has gotten rid of my spine. Sleeping is about as easy as you might expect it to be. I run my hands through Charlotte's hair, and while she's lying on my chest, all that's on my mind is the upcoming dinner. If I'm going, it's for my mother and Sarah. I love my dad, I do. I really don't need a lecture on proper tie length or how I'm not talking to anyone. I mean, who has a party celebrating your family but rarely celebrates birthdays beyond a boring email? The last time I saw my sister Lydia was rather painful. Just under a year ago, at the last annual dinner, I went to see her at the manor once the festivities had finally ended. Exhausted from the countless reintroductions to people who didn't care about me, I stumbled through the main entrance and hung my coat on one of the hooks beside me. I almost forgot to lock the door and quickly typed the code into the dusty white keypad on the wall, hearing the door click behind me. A part of me considered leaving the door unlocked that time. How long would it even take them to notice? Over the years, my father drip-fed me hints about why Lydia was not allowed to leave the premises of the manor, and each time he would remind me that the truth would be given to me once he retired, which, knowing him, will be on his deathbed. It was late. I shuffled up the stairs and made my way over to her door. Upon reaching it, I stood silently in front of it for a few moments before knocking and announcing my presence. Lydia, it's me. I paused for a moment. I just wanted to come by and see how you were doing, if that's all right with you. I heard shuffling from the other side of the door, what sounded like the clinking sound of glass hitting glass and the floorboards creaking as she approached the door. For a moment, she didn't say anything, just stood on the other side of the door from me as I bit the inside of my lip from the discomfort. Finally, the door swung open in front of me, and there she was, wearing an oversized t-shirt for some boy band that was covered in wine stains and boys' boxer shorts. She stared at my feet. Her long, blue hair was an absolute mess. It would likely take hours to fix, but I didn't get the impression that she cared. Her soulless expression and disheveled appearance told me she'd been drinking. So did the mostly empty wine bottle hanging from her hand, threatening to fall to the floor.
What do you want, Michael?
The words fell out of her almost involuntarily. I just wanted to see how you were. I can come back another time, if that's what you want, I replied.
No, Michael. That's not what I want.
Her apathy turned to impatience.
I mean, why are you even here anyways? You don't come around any other time of year and then just show up on today of all days to make yourself feel better that you're not trapped in here with me. Is that it?
She turned her gaze directly to mine.
You're scared William might hurt you? That he'll trap you, too?
She began to cry. Without closing the door, she lazily made her way back to her bed where she sat, resting the bottle on the floor, but not before drinking the last of it. We were worried about this happening after she turned 21. I still can't really understand why my father chose to allow alcohol to be added to our monthly rations back then. Maybe he didn't care.
Don't call me that. You're not Mom. You don't get to call me that.
Lydia. I pulled her desk chair from beside me and sat down. You shouldn't be drinking. You'll hurt yourself.
So what?
She mumbled.
It's what he wants anyways.
That's not true. Dad loves you.
Well, he sure has a funny way of showing it.
For a while, we both sat in silence before the steady stream of tears running down her face became a raging river. She reached down to the empty bottle, and after rediscovering that it was, in fact, empty, she abruptly got up from her bed and began to clumsily speed walk out of the room. It took me a moment, but once I realized what she was doing, I stood and raced to the kitchen to find her there, tearing her way through the fridge looking for a second bottle that wasn't there. I attempted to stop her, but after realizing my words wouldn't do much, I grabbed one of her arms and just hugged her as hard as I could. It was a strategy Charlotte would use whenever I was having one of my panic attacks. Lydia briefly tried to push herself away from me, but her silent protests became weaker and weaker until she fell limp against my chest, soaking my button up with her tears. All I could muster up at the time was a timid, "I'm sorry." After I felt she had sufficiently tired herself out, I picked her up and carried her back to her bed where she crawled into the fetal position. I retrieved some water from the kitchen and set it on her bedside table, flicked off the lights, and turned away to leave. Before I could, though, Lydia spoke up from her sheltered position on the bed.
Michael.
There was a beat of hesitation in her voice.
Thank you for coming to see me. I'm sorry you had to see me like this. I'm just tired, is all.
Don't apologize to me, Lydia. As far as I'm concerned, you've earned it. And with that, I closed the door behind me and made my way out of the manor. I thought to myself as I got into my car, it is truly a wonder that after all that girl has been through, she still finds space in her heart to care about me.